Okay, so I'm going to write this recipe as I'm making it so that you can see exactly how it all goes. But I'm going to fast forward because who wants to see me do things at slow speed? At this stage, I'm just adding my flour and spice mixes to the Thermomix bowl, which I'm going to blitz to blend them all together. I often buy lamb 4/4 chops when they're on special. They're from the shoulder of the lamb. So instead of buying a big shoulder, I buy the lamb chops because they're easier to cut down and portion. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking the lamb chops and I'm removing the bones and excess fat. These lamb chops are beautiful for slow cooking. They will, over time, soften and be delicious. So you don't want to cut the pieces too small, otherwise they will overcook and dry out. So about 3 centimeters or so in size is good. I'm adding them straight into my Thermomix on top of those spices and flour, and I'm going to then give it a bit of a mix so that everything is coated. Okay, so we pop the lid on now and we're going to set it for reverse speed for 5 seconds on speed 2. Really simple. I find this a really good way to incorporate all those spices and meat together, and it coats it. You don't have to get your hands too dirty. Now I'm going to set that aside into a bowl and get on with the rest of the recipe. You could go on here and brown this meat in using the browning mode, but I don't bother. This particular recipe has enough flavour as it is. Okay, so the first step of cooking is to cut the onion, put in the garlic, the oil, chop, and then saute. I just give everything a really quick chop here and scrape down before sauteing. We don't need them really small pieces because as we cook this is all going to melt down and turn into sauce. Now, while that's sauteing, we can get on with the rest of the veggies. First of all, I'm going to cut up some celery and some carrot. I'm chopping them up and weighing them individually here so that I can tell you how much I've used for this recipe so that your recipe will taste the same as mine. So with the celery and carrot put aside, I'm getting the rest of the ingredients out. So I've made some chicken stock paste. I've got tomato paste and I'm opening up a tin of chickpeas. Don't you hate it when the ring pull breaks off? I'm just going to grab a can opener. Then I'm going to wash and drain the chickpeas and put them aside. Okay, so with that all done, we're pretty much close to just popping it all in. So I'm going to scrape down now and add my meat first and then the vegetables on top of that. And I'm just going to put my chicken stock paste that I keep in the fridge. That's a Thermomix cookie dough recipe one. Then I'm adding the tomato paste and I'm going to add in my apricots. Now I'm using dried apricots and they're soft ones and I'm going to cut them in half. I don't want big chunks of sweetness. They will break down a little bit inside your dish. So cutting them in half for me suits me. So maybe it will suit you too. Now I'm adding a little bit of pomegranate molasses. So about 20 grams of that is all it needs. It's just a little bit of acid and more sweetness. If you don't have any, you could just leave it out, or you could add maybe 20 grams of balsamic vinegar to give that acid so that it heightens all the flavors that are in your dish. Okay, so at this stage, I still don't have the chickpeas in there because I'm going to leave them till later so that they stay whole. You could put them in now, but they might break down quite a lot. So after 2 hours, I'm going to check the texture of my lamb. And if it's ready, I will put the chickpeas in and give it another 20 or 30 minutes to warm them through. And then I am going to serve it. And this is what it looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do is wash my Thermomix bowl. So I just clean the rim with my sponge and I'm putting some dishwashing liquid in and I'm going to put it on for the cleaning mode. And then that's cleaning while we're eating dinner. Too easy. And there we have it, my lamb and apricot stew with cauliflower and potato mash. You can find the full recipe in the description below.